My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to the ravenous clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Endgame. In particular, obviously we've completed all of the chapters as of recently. Now it is time for us to complete the rest of the Hamlet. Part of that is going to be in just unlocking the rest of the characters' abilities and signature items and just some more buffs in general for the character. I do wonder, now that I have characters that have more equipped abilities and all of those kinds of things, if maybe I should consider
the winding roads and routes of our kingdom. Find any advantage.
If maybe I should consider gaining some of the higher levels of the torch here. So the higher levels of the torch would give me different torches that I can purchase. I say purchase, I believe select is probably the correct option there. And they will increase the chance for negative relationship chances, decrease the chance for positive relationship chances, increase the chance for negative quirk chances. On Meltdown, we will become weakened and vulnerable, but on Resolute, we get a crit token. Unlikely to really trigger that too often. I've had a lot of runs where no one becomes Resolute at any point. And Candle of Hope, plus 10%. So we get more Candles of Hope, is the real huge benefit that we're seeing here from the Despairing Flame. Past that, we could see the Corpse Light, negative 20% to max HP. At combat start, become weakened. On in-item use, if it's a food item, you gain speed. You have extra disease resist until the next in. And also, Candles of Hope, 15% extra. Lower traveling heal as well there. Not over the moon about that. Doom Candle, plus 20% to traveling flame drain. There is one lower maximum loathing, which is actually not good, and loathing after reset is 1. Ooh. But you get 20% extra Candles of Hope. I don't know, maybe that one seems reasonable for us. The Hateful Pyre is one of the next, plus 10% to max HP, but every fight the enemy starts with advantage. No heal between fights in lairs, and extra death blow resistance for every enemy. Probably not super enthused about that one. And then there's the Stygian Blaze, finally, which is all of the negatives previously. I'm not so certain I want to have anything to do with that. I'm going to definitely unlock the Despairing Flare.
Your boldness will not go unrewarded.
They provide a different challenge in return for a candle scoring bonus at the end of the expedition, fair enough. And I'm going to leave that as is for the moment. I'm also going to unlock a couple more of the companions. Let me get the Pygmy Pliskin, the Unnatural Owlet, as well as the Reanimated Rabbit.
It cannot fight, but perhaps it can calm.
So the Pygmy Pliskin, plus 10% to healing received from skills per medical gear item equipped on the Stagecoach. Oh wow, that's actually really impactful. Random hero after each location heals 10%. Good lord! The Unnatural Owlet, plus 5% to piercing resistance, debuff resistance piercing rather, per Tinker's gear item equipped. And increased chance of producing items. Neat. And finally, the Reanimated Rabbit, plus 1 per food gear, plus 1 speed that is, per food gear item equipped. And plus 1 max HP for every 4 food items in inventory. Okay. I believe we make this selection at the first inn as well, so I can just have a bunch of these options unlocked and only choose the one that seems relevant for the build that we're currently managing. Let's jump back out of the Intrepid Coast. Probably not into the Timeless Wood, admittedly.
That warms the mind.
I think I'm looking for something more along the lines of the working fields.
Spare a thought for tools of iron. Such implements will serve us well.
Let's get like 4 trinkets and in-items each.
The Dark Impulse.
Plus 25% to stress resist, but when stress damaged, there is a 1/4 chance to be damaged for 1 hit as well.
A welcome advancement in the science of survival.
The Staggering Striker. Apply on hit if flame is low, 1/3 of a chance to apply combo, and melee skills have extra resistance piercing. Doesn't actually seem incredible.
A drop of sanity in a sea of madness.
Well, I mean, this seems ridiculous. The Leather Strop. for keeping your barber tools sharp. +2 to bleed duration dealt.
Benjamin Barker.
And also, if you're bleeding, you have lower disease
New
resistance.
instruments will help us diagnose the world's affliction
That's cool as
and
hell.
overcome it.
The Goading Gargoyle. And I think this may actually end up confirming that we use the lever in this run. The indelible trinket that at turn start has a 2/3 chance to convert blindness to strength. If the flame is also low, you get 4 extra speed. Neat. Let's get a couple in items.
Every twinkling recollection is another implement at our disposal.
Dartboard is a relationship bonus between characters, as well as a possible chance for them to gain, I think it's crit? Yes, +3% crit until the next in, I believe it was. Steak and Spuds, 30% extra max HP, but they act a little slower and they get extra movement and disease resist until the next in. Neat. Couple more in items, please. Ooh, Holy Beads. A 3rd chance at each round start to gain... Wait, no. Okay, when the Holy Beads is applied, a 3rd chance each to apply either round start 5% chance to gain block, round start 5% chance to gain dodge, or +3 speed base until the next in for each of those, as that's the limit. And one more in item here. Songbook of Rousing Tunes. +2 speed until the next in and -1 stress. Let's also take some stagecoach items. The Merchant's Guild Seal. -20% to the prices of basically everything right there.
To recall a thing is to make it real once more.
A Bottle Case. Increases stacking for concoctions and powders by 6 per stack, and +2 to the produced items from Alembic and Retort. There's a Stew Pot. Before each location, a chance to produce invigorating stew. And the Tracker's Map, +100% to Creature Den location scouting and Oasis location scouting. I'm also going to take a couple of combat items because, like, realistically, this is probably one of the most impactful avenues for consistent investment of these Candles of Hope. Unfortunately, it does take a little bit of time, but I also like that all of these will immediately show up at the start of the next run, so they give me some things to start thinking about in terms of what I want to build. Adrenaline Tonic is for one target, 50% HP healed, but a stress as well. It's also gained another combat item in the Fisherman's Net! Oh, I finally have it! Woo, woo! This can actually combo with the Trinket, finally. It itself applies to immobility, -5 speed, and -33% to bleed resist to the target. And one more combat item after this. Incendiary Cocktail for 5 burn for 3 turns on a target. It's also explosive and flammable. And then a Nickel Bomb. Similar thing, but for blight, and it's explosive and noxious. Alright. Now with this final 27...
Hearts and minds will carry the day.
Well, I mean, why not finish the leper, because I know I'm going to be taking them out. So they'll get some extra max HP, they'll get some extra death blow resist, as well as unlock their signature in item. A little beauty yet remains. 2 targets. Looks like one of them has to be the leper. Plus 10% healing received from skills per positive token, and per negative token. That's kind of cool.
Wherever the weak and vulnerable bow beneath the cruel yoke, he will be there to repay their oppression in kind.
Oh, sick. Actually, with 4, I'm going to buy one more in item, and then we'll head out in our run. Meditative Totem. Oh, yeah, sick. Okay, as soon as I saw this, I thought it looked a little bit like the totems that used to exist as curios in the Weald in Darkest Dungeon 1 that would allow you to remove negative quirks. This does. -2 to your stress, and a 2/3 chance to remove a negative quirk. Neat. Let's head out.
Once more into the Maelstrom, in search of what hope yet remains.
In terms of keeping variety in the enemies and bosses and challenges that I have to face, I think having a different candle...
Study your decline carefully, that you may fully understand its nature.
I think having a different torch available is the way I'm mainly going to be managing that. And other than that, I'm going to loop back through the chapters as I continue to unlock things. So Denial here, I think, is going to be one
Commonalities between
region
the
short.
mythos of ancient cultures was not a new area of study for either of us. But it was there that we first noticed the pattern. The
pattern?
Who will step forward into the light?
Leper and who else? Leper and what army? Gotta say, a flagellant that starts combat with 10% extra damage as well as vulnerability and gains a stress reduction when missed, pretty good. Legitimately pretty good. Also, a pretty good character to pair with a leper. Speaking of the leper, we also have a leper with Clotter, which is actually also quite relevant considering the low typical DOT defenses of a leper.
Making peace with adversity is the very essence of existence.
Okay, so Monarch is negative 30% to max HP. And negative 75% damage to chop skills. However, am I interpreting this correctly? So on target, Purge and Intimidate give vulnerability. Sure, fine. At combat start, there are 3 different lines here. Line number 1 says, versus Cosmic, get plus 50% max HP for 1 battle. Line 2 says plus 2 speed for 1 battle. Is that only if I am versus Cosmic? That is to say, is this character just heavily reduced in value unless you're fighting a, Oblivion's Rampart, Oblivion's Ingress, or typically the bosses? I'm not sure I want to play with that path. There's also Poet for extra healing given on self-healing skills, as well as extra stun resist, extra move resist, and lower damage. Not into that one either. I think I do want just a straight-up Tempest here. The Winter Storm knows only Rage. 33% extra damage on chop, 100% extra disease resist, lower max HP, lower speed, but extra debuff resist as well. That debuff resist is particularly important because it allows us to ignore our own blindness. In terms of the abilities for this character, boy. You know what? That's really going to depend on who else I have in the party. Let's have a look around. 12 minutes in, 13 minutes in. I'll have a squad soon. Lurker. A lot of extra damage in low light. Neat. Hydrophobic as well. Not super cool about that. Martin Boisterous. For a lot of the rest of these, I do want to, just get some look in at what people already have by way of quirks. Thought Slayer, tuck it out. Neither. Ascetic. Oh, that's good. 15% resolute chance. I also haven't taken a Grave Robber out in quite some time, and I do really want to unlock Glint in the Dark and Pirouette. I would love to finish your story. Boy, is that enough? Do I take you just because I want to finish your story? Stranger things have happened. A couple seasons of it at least. Boy. Got all of the stuff for the Runaway unlocked. Haven't finished the Jester. Okay. I'm getting a little something. I need a healer, I believe. I believe I have a party that I can construct out of...
Harried, a fugitive seeking to outpace the past.
Because I've got Lunge and Shadow Fade both unlocked. So Lunge ignores dodge when we are stealthed. It moves us forward 2. Shadow Fade stealths us twice and moves us back 2. So you can see the obvious synergy between those two. Obviously there's Repartee there as well, should I want so. Improves the damage and crit of range skills at the expense of melee. Oh, Venom Drop! Rank flexible roll that sacrifices range damage for blight and mobility. +2 to blight dealt when self is stealthed. So if I did Venom drop, that would have both Shadow Fade and Lunge set up extra blight resistance piercing. Flashing Daggers does blight by default. Wow, Poison Dart also does blight in this mode. It does. Why would I guess if I was stealth and I didn't want to change my position, maybe? I really like the idea of actually running the Venom drop here. So Dead of Night would be a really good way to manage corpses on the field. Absinthe. Yeah, no, I do want to run you as, like, Blight, and then I want to run Highwayman as damage. So I'm thinking we keep Take Aim, we keep probably... Boy. You can use Grape Shot from basically any position. Pop a Highway Robbery in there and maybe double tap or double cross. I think it's double tap. So here we would be looking for something along the lines of... Ooh, oh boy. Oh, you did, melee skills, 25% less damage. Should I then consider dropping Duelist's Advance? It's just Duelist's Advance is a really good repositioning tool for us here. Final thing is obviously who's going to be our healer. Look, there's a couple obvious options. I could take Plague Doctor. Plague Doctor has 2 more things they want to unlock. I love the... You know? At some point, the words aren't necessary anymore. Just the tone. Just the general tone. Let's make you an out... Actually, surgeon, maybe? No, you're gonna be in the back line far too consistently to be a surgeon. I think you're an alchemist.
Indiscriminate science stains the surgeon's hands.
How do I feel about this party in general? My stealth... My... boy. My damage is really good. My DOT damage is also quite good. My... combo application is quite poor. My ability to remove my own debuffs, not especially great. My stress healing's quite poor too. Save the stress healing from criticals. But it does allow me to play around with a couple of the abilities that I really wanted to, and a couple of the lines that I really wanted to. Yep, I think I'll be going with this. Let's take Dead of Night as well, as part of my stress management toolkit. I'll keep the old Poison Darte. Dismiss, I think you'll set up well. Also death is not relevant here. Emboldening Vapors with a speed upgrade? Not especially. Drop Incision and pick up Plague Grenade. A standard kind of thing for the Plague Doctor there. And then the final thing I need to worry about is the skills of the Leper. So I can use Solemnity for a stress heal, even if my health is not low enough to use it. Reflection with the ability to remove a combo token from ourselves, though, is quite impactful. I feel like I'm seldom going to need the Leper to be our primary damage source, so I feel like something like Revenge doesn't make a huge amount of sense. Intimidate. That seems to make a lot more sense, the ability to taunt. Purge is seldom going to be the highest priority for me. Solemnity versus Reflection, I will need more self-healing, I believe. So I'm going to drop Reflection for Break. And then that's going to be our squad. 20 minutes in. Alright, let's go. See you. Welcome to the party, Mons. Audrey, you look more like a Mr. Gibberish to me. I mean, the Highwayman is a classic Nekohime. And finally, we have Rawsome, our plague doctor. Excellent. Alright. Let's head out into the field. I don't think there's anything else I need to change. No. Alright, let's go. Let's have a quick look at our hero goals as well.
The time for denial has passed.
Break 2 times in a single fight, killing blow on 2 fanatics, 2 oases, and 2 bloods. Cool. We have a couple of things to equip here. Goading Gargoyle, please translate that across. I don't have anyone who deals bleed. The leather strop is a little less useful than it otherwise might be, alas. Staggering Striker for extra death blow resistance piercing on Marms. I can't install Stagecoach things until I'm at a Stagecoach. I suppose other of these items can just be held by people. Awesome, you may hold Obnoxious. Here's a Fisherman's Net. An Incendiary Cocktail, and then very finally, an Adrenaline Tonic for Marms. Alright then, out in the hunt, let's go. Should be good.
The point of no return welcomes you with open arms.
So yes, we will be going to the Shackles
You
of
see?
Denial again.
Even your valley is not immune to the spreading stain.
So I'll be thinking of things over the course of the run that I can do to assist that aim. Speaking of that aim... Good aim, buddy. Maximum damage to both of those targets. I'll... Up a Noxious Blast.
Dissection. An unavoidable end.
I should probably just confirm that one of them never gets to move by poison darting the backline. There you go. Your one action. It was to chomp, and you gave me 1 stress for it. Well done. Die.
A lesson taught is a lesson learned.
I suspect I'll probably have some fight where I end up using 2 copies of Break. Plus 5 Mastery? Is that normal?
Are you shaken? There is so much worse in store.
Isn't that supposed to give you 2 Mastery? Maybe it gives 5 Mastery on Denial? Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that's what's going on here. Looks like we got the in-item of prayer beads there.
Lower your guard. Soften your gaze. It is safe here.
Lower your guard. Soften your gaze. It is safe here.
That's clearly not Wayne's voice that I'm trying to do there as much.
Spend what you can, for wealth no longer has meaning.
Alright,
Indeed,
Despairing
it ever did.
Flare. Yep. Yeah, let's do it. Looks like I've also got a reanimated rabbit, which has +1 speed per food gear item equipped. I do have a food gear in the stew pot. Creates an invigorating stew every so often. I have 1 luxury, 1 food. I have no Tinker's gear, so I'm not going to go for the unnatural outlet. I think the reanimated rabbit is a great idea. And then try and stack food? Plus 6% to positive relationship chance is also quite powerful. Pot and still this early. Pot and still is considered to be food gear. Oh. Oh, yes. I'll take that with me. Thank you muchly. You're right. Reanimated rabbit. Despairing flare.
Your coach must be maintained if it is to carry you where you must go.
Stew pot. Head back to the pot and still for a moment.
Good. An improvement.
Doesn't make sense to install the bottle case here. Oh, God. You know what? I am gonna slightly optimize here. I'm gonna optimize with a quit out, because I know that it doesn't say while you're doing things in the inn. It saves at the start of the inn, and then it saves after you choose to set out. Which means, now I have the opportunity
Stop is leagues away. Plan accordingly.
to pay 5 less for the pot and
Anything
still.
that lets us travel further is worth the cost.
I totally agree, and that's basically why I did it.
Serve
Wayne.
well.
Getting back to the provisional.
Fare, but fairly priced.
There we
Only
go.
death for those who would seek to stifle us.
The Rhapsody. Like a sedan kind of car. Doesn't super work well, but it is what I'm doing. Alright, next up. Removing negative quirks. Is anyone quirked up in the worst possible way? I have forgotten. Oh, it's over here. I was about to say, I've forgotten how to look at quirks, apparently. Look at our chatterbox. I mean, we got 2 chatterboxes. Removing chatterboxes. Pretty good. But maybe I should probably wait until I've got something more potent. +2 speed until the next in. Probably not super relevant right now. Steak and spuds. Yeah, could I put it on someone? Sure. Would it be great? Don't think it's necessary. Gosh, but maybe I should... It feels like at the second inn is where I really want to spend a lot of these. When they're actually doing something for me, as well as preparing me for a upcoming challenging area, which I just don't really expect much challenge super soon. Perhaps that's my mistake. It'll be my mistake to make. Let's have a look at the mastery trainer.
Experience, however painful, is the greatest teacher of all.
So, oh, good lord! Flashing daggers gets significantly more powerful with 4 blight to 2 targets. I typically want to get... Oh, take aim. I was about to say, I typically want to manage some sort of stress ability as well as some sort of damage ability, and take aim is both. It is stress reduction by way of crit, and it is damage by way of... crit, exactly, yeah. Probably could have just said the same. Anyhow! Alright, Solemnity? Intimidate can ignore stealth.
The provinces and cantrevs of our land, crumbling and undone.
Yeah, I like the idea of going to the sprawl. Ooh, we don't have any milk-soaked linen. Milk-soaked linen would have been really helpful with the sprawl. Removal of blindness on individual characters. Yeah, sure, I could put some burn resist on someone for the upcoming area, but that doesn't really feel dramatically impactful, frankly. I suspect my party would still be able to deal with the Librarian. I'd like to be able to manage some stress while we're out in the field as well, so I feel like maybe buying some laudanum as well as some glimmers of hope seems appropriate. And I don't think...
Something to ease the rigors of the road.
I don't think the whiskey will go astray. I always quite like fostering relationships a little early on. Alright, is that about everything I wanted to do right now? Really feels like I should have a lot more preparation I'm capable. You know what? Let's take 2 burn salves. We're going into the burn area, so that makes sense. In terms of outputting damage, lunge gets significantly more powerful. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna up lunge. And flashing daggers. I feel like grape shot would actually be relatively appropriate to up as well. Stealing positive tokens with Highwayman. Really feels like maybe everyone should have gotten one upgrade at least. Rather than just dumping them all on the same characters. So let's go Grape Shot. Let's go Flashing Daggers up, and then one for each of the other two. So Rawsome? Thinking Blade Grenade seems appropriate for you. Otherwise, back line is not especially easy for us. And then Shot to lower the chance of self-debuff? In this next area? Maybe not. Maybe I'm looking for something more along the lines of Withstand. Yeah. You're there to be hit, moms. And then to hit back harder. Okay. Alright, we've done it. Let's head out to the sprawl.
All great cities burn. All that beauty and knowledge. Ash on the wind.
Uh-oh.
Narrowed eyes, muttered threats. All trust is lost.
Oh wow, we can actually force the other one to taunt, which might be appropriate in certain circumstances. Sure, it makes them vulnerable as well, but it also taunts them.
Behold, the great cities of man, ruined and aflame.
So the scouting was garbage, but thankfully I know where the creature's den is because of my trinket. And I also know via that I have to take the left immediately, otherwise I cannot hit that creature den.
Whisper of torment.
Nice to have that clarified for us.
Stumbling and grasping. Shadows of what they once were.
Blast him. Oh, you gotta love max damage like that. You have to. There's some flashing for you. That'll be enough. And some noxious for you, and that would have been enough if it had hit you. Gilding Gargoyle transferred my blindness into strength, and now I'll use that to absolutely murderate the enemy.
Development. In this weighty gloom, a spark.
Excellent. Mr. Gibberish shares a flask with Neko, increasing their relationships together. I've also... Ooh! I got some Invigorating Stew as well as some whiskey. I still don't know what the Invigorating Stew is. Let's have a look at that. What? Oh, it's food for the whole party! And it gives plus 1 to speed until next in, plus 20% max HP until next in, and plus 10% to disease and stun resist. Super neat. So I'm just gonna feed everyone Invigorating Stew and collect all of the rest of the foodstuffs, I guess? Burning pile. Oh, neat! Despite the fact that people disagree about what they want to do here, it's not going to negatively affect relationships. Love it. Time to take aim. Imletist uses Fire Rises, giving a strength token. I'm going to pop out a Plague Grenade against the Imletist as well as the enemy Sacrificial. And I think now would be an appropriate time to use Shadow Fade. For the setup of... do I need Shadow Fade for the setup of Flashing Daggers? I could use it for the setup of Lunge and then immediately go for the Flare. That sounds good. Ooh, we get a positive relationship trigger whilst doing that. Wow, they really don't like Neko, do they? That's just mean. I think it's appropriate if we withstand here, get a couple of taunt tokens as well as a couple of defensive tokens. Perfect. Oh, I got dodged and riposted effectively. Rude. Let's lunge forward and try and take out the flower. Annoyingly, they can hit me while I am in stealth. And also, it did barely any damage. Really unimpactful amount of damage.
A promising development.
Honestly, as long as I get a target off the field, we're good there. Okay. It's Imletist acting next, who is... Yep, lighted enough to die. So I only need to worry about trying to take care of Mr. Frontline. Take over the corpse while I'm working. Hey, that ought to be enough. And indeed it is. Neko doesn't leave the fight on especially great HP, but that's what the traveling... Oh boy, Greater Wolf's Blood, plus 6 speed, just straight up. We could have a quick leper. We could have a quick leper. Interesting. You know, just in case.
A simple choice. At least it should be.
I mean, I have to go to the lair if I want to go to the creature's den. So onwards and upwards. Ooh. Thankfully, we still, by the time we get to the lair, we'll have our block at the start of fights.
This is a den of absolute evil and wretchedness.
Now,
Prepare yourself.
Considering where we are, I may want to drop the incendiary cocktail for a burn salve. Don't think Fisherman's Net's going to be especially useful for us either, so I'll swap that for Laudanum. In terms of additional things I can maybe do... Duelist Advance is especially effective in that fight. Removes dodge and removes 2 positive tokens. It's possible that Neko may want to be able to do that. Dead of Night doesn't make any sense. There's not going to be corpses in the future battles, so I'll take Absinthe for our Grave Robber instead. Alright, should be good. Send in.
The library burns. And with it, the remains of philosophy, reason, and insight.
Definitely seems like a take-aim situation here. But I can't have everyone just set up on round 1. What the hell? Our leper has dysentery. I think we have like 95% disease resist as well, which is why the whole WTH of the situation. Yeah, 95% disease resist. Anyway, I got dysentery.
Stupendous.
Thank you. One big reason to... One big reason to want access to crits, obviously, so I can get some stress recovery. Ooh, another crit. Wahoo! these
A
are
deliberate
dead
and
now.
Methodical appliance of harm.
Yep. So I'll go with the possibility of more stress reduction. Hey, it works. I mean, we're definitely advancing for the second stage of the fight. I really like to see what our trophy reward might be before I consider whether or not we'll continue after that point. Definitely time for a take aim here too. Ooh, give me that strength token instead. I mean, the fact that I could just... Wow, unless I low roll my damage, I could have just thunked that whipper out of existence. Thankfully, that's enough blight. We've got it. Looks like that shaman's gonna have a bad time too. I mean, 2 of the enemies down, and 1 of them doesn't even do anything. Pretty good. Pretty good opener there. I believe that's about as well as we could have done in that fight.
Weakens and wanes.
Heck, I'd love to have something else to do. Alas. Okay. So our pickups from this would be Unabridged Edition for 100% location and route scouting. Very good for planning. There's the Mortar and Pestle for producing poultice items, Heartseeker, and the Laden Lantern. The Laden Lantern might be important here because there's also the Smoldering Hymnal. Whoa! Uh-oh. Okay. Smoldering Hymnal. At turn start, if you are first in the turn order, just gain a strength token. We do have the Greater Wolf's Blood. We have the ability to speed up a character if we need to. And on Killing Blow, a 1/5 chance to gain an extra action. If you are burning, also +6 speed. Neat. I mean, yeah. Smoldering Hymnal would be pretty good. Let's do it. Let's do it. Or die to it, possibly. I don't think that one's gonna happen, but maybe.
He teeters madly upon his ladder, reveling in the fiery destruction of human accomplishment.
Gotta take some aim. I'm looking to Shadow Fade and then start darting. The enemy will hit 2 stacks of damage books, or 2 hits on that damage books before they're moving forward. Double strength token. Certainly feels like Withstand seems appropriate here. And sure, while I could use Ounce of Prevention, blighting up the Librarian also seems impactful. Too impactful to ignore. Oh wow, that was a lot of stress. They categorize us, unfortunately, and assign some mandatory reading. The leper is not especially cool with what just happened. Neko, I want to set up ripostes on you, so I will have you duelist advance. Now you can crit with those ripostes. Poison Dart can now be used for blighting the enemy backline here. The leper doesn't have like a much more impactful turn they could be doing anyway, so I'm legitimately quite okay with them just moving forward. There goes the death blow, and now you are in a much more vulnerable position. You roll Burning Bright, and I crit you right back on the response, setting up a combo target on you. Good lord, a lot of assigned reading. This class is a toughie. Now Definitely seems appropriate to take some aim here. Let's have the leper fully rectify party positioning. Throw out another plague grenade. 50% chance for it to miss. It doesn't. Who yeah? Poison Dart has a 50% chance extra to crit while the target is stealthed. Honestly, Burn Salve seldom performs better than this, so there we go. Get a positive relationship trigger.
A breakthrough.
You resisted that with what? Legitimately, like, the resistance there would have been 7%. Oh, wow. Like, yeah, the enemy is doing some stuff, I guess. But they're also really having a tough time right now. Why don't you meet me on Death's Door? Why don't you come meet me on Death's Door? Rawsome, you should seriously consider a self-heal. Time to pop some Solemnity for some stress reduction. Enemy burns a page, we stress out about it, unfortunately. We're all burning bright. I mean, honestly, a lot of that could have been much worse. Like that'd do it. Well, Plague Doctor acts second right now. And I need to try and deal a death blow before that occurs. That's not possible. So I just have to hope that 73 doesn't let us down. Rawsome, don't die. Rawsome, don't die. Rawsome, don't die. Rawsome, don't die. Don't die, Rawsome. Don't die. Sick.
Self-reliance is a rare and wonderful thing.
Good if you can get it. I'm gonna pop an adrenaline tonic on the back line there for extra HP. Death Door trigger also applies a DOT for another Death Door trigger at the start of every single one of the enemy's turns here. Oh, thank you. Alright, we're out of there.
We are the flame, burning brightly for all the world to see.
Alright. Could have been a lot worse. Hero goal is now completed for Gibberish. Adrenaline tonic is not the blood, so I don't need to appropriate that to another character. Who's going first right now? Like, I really like the idea of Smoldering Hymnal on Neko. And the majority of the time they will go first. Not all of the time, but the majority of the time, and I think I'm okay with that right now. Plus 5% crit, but lower healing received from skills, I think is appropriate for Neko as well. Alright. That could be a lot worse. Anything I need to change back about our ability since that fight has occurred? I honestly don't think so. Yeah, not until I get some additional mastery on some other stuff. Okay. Oh, Creature's Den. Still requires that I stick to the left. It's not like I have any problem with that whatsoever. Oh my god, all of these road fights. I'm pleased as punch to be fighting all of them. I'd like if I could manage my stress a bit more though. Right now, a lot of our stress management feels like it will just come down to using Laudanum at the right time. Take aim, brave soldiers. 2 blindness tokens become 2 strength tokens instead. Love to see it. I don't want to set up... I don't want to set up a taunt on my backliner and possibly force Rawsome to end up getting stressed out here. Oh, Urchin! You set yourself up perfectly, but you are dying next round. Immediately. Oh, I don't even need to pump the torch with the Glimmer of Hope. I will use a Shadow Fade. Set up for a lunge, I believe. Hey, good chomp, buddy. Hey, good carve, buddy.
Well done.
That'll set up for a flashing daggers. Big thump. There we go. Now everyone except for the big guy is dead. What a calm environment now. And if this hits its DOD, which it does, the enemy goes down to death's door, getting 2 weakness before they ever do anything else. They carve and then get riposted to death. Taking away my ability to really do any stress management near the end of that fight, but that's okay.
Scavenge what you can, and be off once more.
I just wonder, is it ever possible that, like, setting up Neko to just Grape Shot Blast consistently is a lot better, what with a Smoldering Hymnal and all? I'm gonna continue wondering about that for a period of time. Ooh, the ability to blind enemies with a smoke bomb. Good. Also some stress reduction and the ability to remove dysentery. Oh! Thank you. I mean, I don't want either of our chatterboxes to cause an issue here.
We need not be defined by our shortcomings.
I'm gonna take 2 more laudanum. Extra speed. No, no, no. And I don't believe I need any burn salves right now. Alright. Legitimately, still quite useful as far as an area goes. I have the ability to stack this laudanum with the previous laudanum we picked up, and now I'm gonna use laudanum just free and...
An elementary problem, is it not?
Free and happily and quickly so that I can try and remove stress. So first tick of that is obviously going to go against Rawsome.
It is low indeed to profit in destruction.
Oh, baby. Yeah, blast their faces off. I did minimum damage, but I set it up so that even if I did do minimum damage, I was still going to kill the target, so... Well, hey. Well, hey. Setting up that Noxious Blast guarantees that this frontliner is only ever going to get to act once, and because I already know they are about to act, I know that now I never need to target or focus on them ever again. Flashing daggers instead for setting up some blight. And thank you. Now I have a round where I can definitely afford to use Solemnity. I might not end up getting all of the stress healing here that I ultimately wanted, but I still think I got a reasonable amount.
unpleasant in the extreme. This work is noble and necessary.
Extra healing received from skills, but lower movement resist. I'll pop that on our backline Plague Doctor. Plague Dottore.
Centuries of human learning and achievement ruined by riotous contempt.
I don't think that the Ichabomb makes sense going into this next area as much as... I mean... Ooh... Pouch of... I don't think Pouch of Light counts. If I cast this against the enemy, I don't think it removes any of their dodge tokens. I don't think they're targeted unless they are corpses. But it does say it targets the party. You know what? I don't need corpse removal in this build. Show me if this will help me remove
Sharpen your
anything.
blades,
I
that
expect
we may
it won't.
properly excise our portion.
I expect it won't, but I would be infinitely glad to hear otherwise. Okay, Gibberish and Rawsome can have their relationship hurt the worst. I do like the idea of just using Grape Shot Blast consistently as well, though. Laudanum for the stress recovery. Can't even use it. That tracks. I'm not at all surprised. Wow, I am surprised, however, by that. The fact that we hit 2 targets, both of them with only a 25, each of them rather, with a 25% chance to have been hit. Yeah, let's withstand these though.
The slow suffering begins. Measure out your violence.
Ooh, yeah,
and
blind
apply
me.
it judiciously.
Oh, please blind me. I'll convert it to strength at the start of the next turn. 2/3 of the time, at least. Okay. That worked out. And it gave me the ability to fight again. I love it. Yeah, let's double tap and take out the next bidder, I guess.
A righteous action.
I was wondering if it was going to chain and I was going to get to attack again.
Easily dispatched.
Ooh, this will help me confirm in a different way. That didn't remove any of your dodge, did it? No. That makes sense. So I don't want to kill at the final turn. There, I want to kill with our first action, or one of our earlier actions, I guess. So I'll use an ounce of prevention, and then I am relying on Thunk. Because then the enemies respawn, but only I get to act this round. Wah-hey! Pop some laudanum out there and a good old grape shot. Ooh, lunge ignores the enemy's dodge while I'm stealthed, and I was stealthed at the time, hence ignoring the enemy's dodge. And another laudanum out.
Compassion quiets the howling mind.
Good gosh, I really can't sneak
The enemy
Sneak anything
weakens
past him there.
and wanes.
Damn it. I have to take a bunch of debuffs and some stress, and I don't even get to kill an enemy about it. Wow, I actually resisted that DOT. Oof. No crits! I've been already trying to manage this stress the entire time. Don't crit me. fine, Highwayman. Good lord! Enemy dodge tokens and and my blindness tokens are ridiculously powerful this fight. Time to try and withstand some stuff.
Another impediment, cleared with impunity.
Good gosh. I'm just gonna keep grape shotting. It might not have worked so far, but it'll work soon. Throw flashing daggers out there, and it does not manage to blight the appropriate target. Rude. It really feels like I should just start rolling battlefield medicines rather than anything else. That's it, I can prevent some damage from coming out this round. And there's no way rather that they were getting the leopard down to death's door there.
Unsteady stances. Exhaustion takes hold.
Okay. I'm looking for some solemnity. Gosh, I can't do anything about that spitter. Solid crit heal on a friend there. Bite rolls out. Gets resisted. And then I am very much hoping now to use this as our killing action. And it seems like it will be, what with the 21 damage and the crit. Okay, I feel like over the course of that creature's day we managed to manage our stress reasonably.
It is ours now.
Bulbous Venom Gland for discounted trinkets in the next area as well as 1 mastery. Or should I say... Huh? You gonna turn up there? Okay, I guess it doesn't say region goal complete. 2 mastery. 1 for the region goal as well. With absolutely no information differentiating these paths from one another, I'm gonna go right. I chose that because someone told me this path was alright. You know, we lose a little bit of armor for the vehicle, but otherwise, kicking along quite comfortably. Yay!
The past, if we are ever to be free of it.
Okay, so what? Is it like 3 of you? No, okay, so I need to hit 4 hero shrines over the course of this run. 2 for the leper, 1 for the grave robber, and 1 for the little boy who lived down the road. 1 for the plague doctor as well. So... I'm gonna go with the grave robber first. What use have the dead for such trinkets and baubles?
Chapter 5. The After Party.
Oh, poison all his friends? Come on!
Armed officials dispatched to oversee the eviction were shocked to find the front doors listlessly ajar. The lavish carpets were lousy with dirt and leaves. A heap of heirlooms gleamed on the ballroom floor, rings and brooches in a careless pile. The lady of the manor, however, was nowhere to be found.
Resolved. +1 to mastery and pirouette we pick up. From either of the front 2 positions, a ranged ability that hits both of the enemy front 2 positions. And to self, it applies daze as well as back 3 and dodge. Interesting. And glint in the dark. A ranged ability from our front 3 to the enemy's front 3. It ignores stealth and removes stealth. Also has extra resistance piercing.
The loathing
whispers.
whispers.
I was guilty only of impulsivity. So, oh, okay, and these weren't even showing the effects that they are picking up from Venom Drop. So Pirouette also picks up some debuff, Venom resistance piercing, Venom Blight resistance piercing, rather. On the upgrade, has higher crit. Dodge plus, I don't know if Pirouette's for me. Repartee is not what I'm looking for. Glint in the Dark, there we go. Oh, Glint in the Dark ignores Death's Door when we have Stealth. An execution tool. Is that better than any of the things I'm currently tagged with? I don't think so. But I would like to see that in a different build, maybe. One where I'm not relying on flashing daggers as much as I think I currently am. Our enemies are hearty. That's right, our enemies are hail also. 9 and 7 damage dealt. I mean, look, we can get diseases, we can get rabies from these dogs especially. I think it's time to pop up a taunt so that my character with the highest disease resistance is the person who would encounter that.
Agony.
Oh, man. Without setup, I really can't hit blights. Let me go for a big heal and
At least has been tended to.
bleed denial there. Oh, let me go again. Let me go again. 20%. Hey! Get him.
A lesson taught is a lesson learned.
I mean, yeah, it's 7 to 14. It's more if I use take aim. Sorry, double tap, brother.
Take heart and do not relent.
That's what the smoldering hymnal does for you.
Scavenge what you can, and be off once more.
I think after this is just... Oh dear. Yeah, I think after this is just the... Oh my god, another hero shrine! Hell yeah! And then the Rampart. Oh, I'm over the moon. Alright. Yeah, let's finish the Plague Doctor's story. Their screams will never leave me.
Chapter 5. Do no harm. Disposal of the body was a procedural affair. A carboy of acid would dissolve the thing and no evidence would remain. In the weeks that followed, however, she found herself unable to focus, sitting motionless at her desk, paralyzed by the ceaseless wailing that reverberated in her mind.
As a result of that paralysis, we've picked up Disorienting Blast, the ability to shuffle the enemy party. Shuffle the enemy party? Shuffle the enemy target, it looks like. Apply daze, as well as a 25% chance to weaken, and finally Magnesium Rain. Interesting. Oh, wow. Okay, so this applies burn to all enemies, and it clears all corpses. Huh. That's a pretty cool tool. Kind of want to tag that on. I don't often use the Ounce of Prevention, as much as I should at least, but I do want to check out the Magnesium Rain, so let's tag that. And now I know that the next one has to be, there we are, our Oblivion's Rampart. Let's do it. We've an altar herald and 2 evangelists here. Certainly take aim with Neko on the round 1. Maybe having pistol shot active so I would have the ability to target the enemy backline with crits would have been impactful here as well. Alas. Start out with a withstand as well. I'd rather not bleed every single time the enemies intend to strike me. Trying to burn all of the... I mean, I'm obviously not going to burn all of the enemies here, noting that the back 2 are the ones I really need to focus on. I could save the Glimmer of Hope. I don't think I need it. If I Shadow Fade, I'm still in position to be able to use Flashing Daggers. Alright, let's do it. Oof. Target stealthed. Rudely. I kind of want to blind the Evangelist with the crit token, but that will also use one of my own crit tokens in order to do so. Which should guarantee that it manages to get through the enemy's resistance.
Well done.
Bone weaving for even more defense on frontliners. Here come the flashing daggers. Nice. Huge blights on the targets. That's 6 blight to both of the midliners. Ridiculous. I mean, do I want to open up with Solemnity right now? I kind of want to use Break and remove 2 stacks of block for a target. Alright. That could have gone a lot worse. Blood Commune misses with its crits. That's the final clarion chord we're going to hear from you, Herald.
A deliberate and methodical appliance of harm.
Nothing comes out of the altar either. I could highway robbery to take away the crit token right now, but I feel like pumping damage out seems much more appropriate. Especially what with the that. I think this is a perfect position for Magnesium Rain. Dang, it doesn't manage to burn the only person that it actually mattered if it burned. That was 20% resist on part of the enemy.
Another impediment, cleared with impunity.
That'll have to be enough. Okay, and now I'm looking for as many recovery abilities as I can get. Lunge forward. Hey, positive relationship charge. Solemnity for some negative stress. Let's see if I can get a positive relationship charge by removing this bleed. I cannot. But we watch the Evangelist die. Alright, that'll take us to our second inn.
Reprieve. Until the next test is put before you.
Oh, wow. Cruel Intent. I actually have this with a leper finally. If the stained item is equipped, at turn start, +2. Sorry, at turn start, gain 2 blindness. However, if you are blind, +66% chance to crit. So 50% chance to hit all of the time. But if we hit, it's probably going to be a crit. Oh, and it's movement resist as well. That's going straight on the leper. That's 100% leper tool. Oh boy.
The loathing abates.
Oh man, Goading Gargoyle, it feels bad to lose that from this. But I need the Cultist Trinket for it to work in the first place. That should guarantee that the Highwayman goes first. No blindness on our Grave Robber, please. Extra crit, but the lower healing received from skills is balanced out by the Bouncer's Belt. Also for awesome there. Okay, doesn't really look like I can resolve this by just stacking things differently at the moment. Looks like I'm gonna have to throw something away. I will throw away a smoke bomb. And probably a pouch of lye. And then if I look at the map, there's possibly a road interaction of some variety up ahead. Extra burn resistance piercing. I mean, I could theoretically put that on our backline. And honestly, it's probably better than the Heartseeker. Don't want to get rid of the Heartseeker. Heartseeker can be good. But I think all of my trinkets are maybe better than the Heartseeker right now. I kind of want to keep the Leather Strop just in case anyone gets replaced with a bleeding character, because +2 to bleed duration dealt is very impactful. In the long run, in a long fight, obviously. In a short fight, it's actually probably not even relevant. Never mind, I forgot that I had a forgettable trinket there. Hence the forgetting of it. Ooh, grab some more whiskey to down? Love it. We're gonna get some great relationships going on here.
Rest now for a time.
Alright, Rawsom's gained a quirk. Slow-handed, -2 speed. Rude, winded for Neko. Which, did I not just... No, I didn't remove that from you. I removed a... Tuck it out. Mr. Gibberish is now a Chatterbox. Again? Moms! Moms is the Jinx. This is our tank that is taunting, and they picked up the Jinx, which is apply to attacker a 1/4 of a chance to either apply blind, weak, vulnerable, or combo. We also get extra mastery from completing things and from handing in Creature's Den. Also, we are in the Mountain's Shadow. We're all in the shadow of the end. Versus Cosmic, until the next inn, +20% damage. So if we see something like, I don't know, maybe a Shambler of some kind, certainly seems the kind of thing that we could try and take down. Whiskey Bottle is negative stress between 2 characters, as well as a really large relationship. And let's go for the Songbook of Rousing Tunes first. Now we're tuck it out, and we've got a sprained ankle. I guess that's how that goes. Let's give everyone some stew to stew on. No one will eat anything else. Cool. Some whiskey for Moms and Gibberish. They form a better relationship. They don't do it again on the second charge, though. Why don't you clear that up with a little bit of pipeweed? Removing a negative quirk from a character. I mean, removing the sprained ankle from Mom seems reasonable. Rawsome. Actually, you're slow-handed is pretty bad too. Let's try and see if we remove that. It does not manage. Holy Beads. Let's give one of those to Neko and one of those to Mr. Gibberish. Dartboard for extra crit. And relationship between 2 characters. Gets them above 14. Speaking of above 14, I would like to be above 9 at the absolute least. So Rawsome and Gibberish need to be slightly friendly with one another. Oh, and they crit instead. Grand.
Precious relics remind us of a time before the end.
Songbook of Touching Dirges for some positive party
A bit
love.
of comfort on the road to damnation.
Sure, it's stress as well, but I'm okay with that. Oh, one negative. That's fine. One more. Okay, that was huge. We've got now people with a guaranteed positive relationship with one another in Neko and Gibberish. Wait, actually, it's not even guaranteed. It's still 65% despite having maximum affinity. Oof. We've got 2 people on 14, which is also really good to see. I'm over the moon with how that worked out. Sure, I should have done it in a different order and we would have had more stress removed from these characters. Look, yes, that's true.
Planning and
Oh, well.
mindfulness, as vital to survival as sharpened steel.
I also didn't do it. And that's fine too.
Learn what can be taught, that you may stand just a little taller at the end.
I would love some more stress recovery for the party. So I'm going to now quickly tag our stress recovery skills. Lunge for more damage. Ooh, Shadow Fade setting up speed is also really good for the sake of the flashing daggers damage. Gibberish, could you please take the Dead of Night? Neko, I feel like if you could steal the token, I would be using your theft much more commonly. Magnesium Rain. I mean, we definitely go with the Noxious Blast first. That has to happen. Disorienting Blast stuns when the target has combo. Also, still dazes. Interesting. I think that's a good tool against some things. Do I need to use it right now? Probably not. Up highway robbery. And I do like having access to Duelist's Advance. But maybe I don't use it enough in this build to really justify that. Our break could be upgraded. Yeah, in a way that doesn't really matter that much. Intimidate could also give us the ability to strike an enemy backline, at least with Moms. Weaken the target significantly as well. I mean, that... Oh, we can only go to the Tangle next.
Torment. Every turn, bent on our destruction.
There's extra creatures dens, and there's a lair. You know what? Let's think about the lair. Like, if I was going to the lair, not that I will, but if I were, how would I do it? I mean, one of the ways is definitely that Rawsome is throwing out a Blade Grenade consistently that hits the tap root. And then I feel like I would probably want to use items for the rest of it. Like, Chalk Dust would work. That targets the enemies. That's 2 stacks of Chalk Dust. Would probably be enough to get me through the fight. I'm increasingly leaning in that direction, actually. Let's do it. I'm going to take a Songbook of Rousing Tunes and also 2 stacks of Chalk Dust. I'm going to play some tunes for some stress recovery for the entire party. Also, Rawsome is now mellophobic. How dare you? Music is a trigger for the deep-seated resentment. Oof. Try and keep everything in order here. I guess Rawsome and Neko should probably increase their relation. Ooh. 17 is also an important buffer. So Neko and Moms could get... Oh my god! Wow. Their positive relationship chance is garbage right now. At 16, it's still garbage. Alright, at 17, it is... a lot higher. Still not great, but a lot higher. I don't really need to put the chalk dust on our characters until we get near the inn. Let's go with holy beads on each of our damage dealers. I think that's about as prepared as I can possibly be. Let's get Chop to do more maximum damage, because that's the damage that is the crit is based off of. Anything that also allows me to mark targets more consistently would be great. Do I use tracking shot in this build? Because if I set up combo on a target, I then just kill them. Blinding Gas, I can't really take advantage of the combo on enemy backline targets. Alright. Let's just get Poison Dart, a single target blight, to be a little bit more impactful for us. Looking back at the Provisioner, I don't think... Wait, am I going... Oh, it is the Tangle I'm going to next. Neat. I will take the Almanac, the Tangle, for plus 15% damage in the region. Merchant's Guild... I can alter... Yeah, I can pop that seal back on if I need to use it suddenly.
Experimentation. Your academic instincts serve you well.
In the next inn, in particular, I mean. I believe we are as prepared as you can be.
Mud and rain. Resignation and death.
Let's head out to the Tangle. Come on, relationships. And it's negative!
Cruelty and callousness have claimed dominion here.
Come on! Wicked... What? Wicked Slice and Emboldening Vapors. So not only is it negative, but it's negative in a way that is actually quite impactful. It's forcing me to lose an ability from each of these characters in order to tag abilities I don't want to use. Oof. Let's deal with that in the next episode, though. Until then, my name is Rhapsody, the name of the game. It's been Darkest Dungeon 2. Top left is a series playlist from my content of the game past, present, and future, rather. Streaming past the names of the people who are generally supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays, and our about to thank you, and a special thanks this episode to Victor. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.